Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at No Grease Barbershop, conveniently located at North Lake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. No Grease Premium in North Lake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, No Grease Premium in North Lake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at No Grease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit No Grease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or North Lake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
Why? You're just not into
I'm old-fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that. Because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And
what are you looking for at this stage, this point?
A partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yes.
Yeah. That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travel, go shopping.
You just spoke it into existence.
I hope so, girl.
Think of my favorite part.
So you got, and I'm taking applications. So if you got a friend.
Okay.
I'm good.
We'll be all.
And I don't discriminate. He can be. I'm not against different nationalities.
There you go. I love.
We know they don't discriminate.
Well, I love when they bring it down. It's like, all right, my standard. Hold on. Because the streets need a body, and I want to welcome Mike back, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Do you think Vivica lowered her standards?
It doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like it. Sounds like she still wants the same thing now that she wanted when she was 35. Sound like she wants the same thing.
When this video dropped, I got hella laughs. I mean, I laughed for the longest. I wasn't the biggest like Kevin Samuels follower.
Yeah.
But I understood, like, everybody was like, yo, I wish Kev was alive to tell her this. Vivica, I got some advice for you. You need to go on that show, MILF Manor. I ain't watching it no more, but it'd be a great opportunity for you to go on there.
MILF Manor. I gotta find it. You be knowing all the little crazy shows.
Don't follow that Predator show. Sorry.
It's a Predator show.
I'm calling it predatory. I ain't gonna say predator, but definitely predatory. It's predatory because you have 40, 50-year-old MILFs talking to 20-something-year-old young men. And
no, I mean they good age, bro. They know what they doing. They trying to come up. Those young men are trying to come up, man.
Come up how?
Paid actors and
okay, so well, that's predatory.
Yeah. That mean the guys are kind of they know they're using that show to get ahead.
When you're using people in their old age, that's predatory. But that ain't even why I'm calling it predatory. I'm calling it predatory because the dads are in the next room. If we had 50-year-old men talking to 20-year-old women and with their moms in the next room, we would say, okay, this is creepy.
Yeah, we would say that's weird.
Exactly. So that's why I'm calling the show predatory. But, you know, and I ain't going to talk about nobody looks. Mike's already said we can't talk about women looks anymore, even though y'all kill us every week.
They do
cool.
kill us every week. Y'all went in. Y'all Eminem fans.
Oh, we going to get to them.
Oh, good Lord.
What is Vivica's problem, though? Why are you 60 trying to settle down?
I think that's the problem. I think 60 is too old to be trying to be like, all right, I'm out here dating. I mean, if we're being honest, are we being honest today? Or are we pandering?
It's the first pie back in 2 weeks. We got to be honest. They've been all in my DMs when y'all, what episode?
Oh, man. I think we should, all right, let's use myself for an example, right?
Okay.
I'm in my mid 40s.
Okay.
I really think I need to settle down in the next 2 years. Like for real. Like in the next 2 years.
Absolutely.
I need to settle down, right? Because if not, you're at 60 talking to, with all these standards and lists of things that you want.
Facts.
I want to, 60 years old. I want a baddie. I want a family. I want to take it's 60. You need to already be settled down.
Absolutely. I would have laughed at this even longer until we not dating bus drivers. Miss Ebony K. Williams decided to turn around and she's pregnant. Hey. Hand claps on being a single mom.
This is very sarcastic hand clap. You know what's crazy is she would not date a bus driver who, I mean, any major city, it's a 6-figure job. Absolutely. Right? I mean, it's a full work day. Absolutely. But it's a 6-figure job.
It's an honest job.
Yeah. So you wouldn't take that. Mm-mm. But to quote our girl Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta, you don't know if the dude whose baby you're having is a serial killer. You don't know if he's, a rapist, a predator. You don't know what he is. But what you do know is he needed that $40 to help pay rent.
Well, I'm hoping that her as a lawyer, an educated black woman, chose a black man.
I mean, right? Are we sure on that even, right? We're not sure on that until we see the kid.
Ebony.
But it sounded like she went to Sperm Bank.
Yeah.
And, has made a test tube baby. Quote our dude from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that the 90s?
You was around for it, not me.
Yeah. Right. So, and she did all that instead of having a baby with a guy.
I think, Ebony K. Williams, I have no opinion on your body or your kid, because I could care less. Long as your kid, if it's a daughter, don't run into my son, we good. You know what I'm saying? But I would say it like this: that baby come out any shade lighter than Mike.
Oh, that baby gonna be light skinned. You already know. They're the biggest colorists I've ever seen in my life.
Mike, if that baby come out my complexion, Ebony, if it don't have albinism, we gotta have a long talk, sister. Because there's this thing of kicking black men's back in.
Yes.
That is popular.
Yes. When we like, when it's racially ambiguous.
Yeah, it's time to, it's kick black men's back in. Almost to the point of they're trying to make light of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock because Bad Boys 4 is performing well, right? It's like, oh, we was never going to stop supporting him. F Chris Rock. Even though I do agree.
Which is crazy. We're the most unserious people on the planet.
If it was a black woman getting slapped by another black woman and her next movie did well, they wouldn't be out there.
No, they wouldn't.
It's only because it's a black man.
I read something on online probably like a week ago, and it was like, take any racially black trope, right? Like, so if you take the ideal of, black people are poor and violent.
Okay.
And untrustworthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or black people are poor and violent and dusty, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone says that, that's offensive, right? Mm-hmm. But it was like, take out black people and insert black men.
Oh, it's
right.
It's okay.
So if you say black men are,
we can get that off.
Violent, poor, violent, and dusty, it's no longer seen as offensive anymore.
Facts.
And it's like, so I that's why I'm to the point where it's like, yo, I defend us vehemently because we're so easy to attack. And here's the thing, like a lot of our brothers aren't really crushing it the way we need to crush it. Mm-hmm. But they become representative of us, right? Like the good, solid, productive black men are not representative, right? But you take the worst of the worst, and it's like, oh, they're violent, they're dusty, they're broke. But then it's like, okay, well, I mean, like, take the solid bros out here, right? One of the questions I had, so we talked about Ebony K, we talked about Vivica Fox, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, hey, like, what is the appropriate age that you should say, okay, I need to take myself out of the game, right? So, and to be clear, I took myself out of the game at 35. At 35, I was like, yo, I got a beautiful young lady, finished school, I'm a citizen now. I was like, yo, I'm out of the game, right? I was like, yo, it didn't work out, but it's like, I think for me, it was like, yo, mid 30s, you got to be settling down.
So for me, I settled down at 30. I was done. I was out.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get out earlier. And honestly, your brother was like, bruh, wait till 30. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
It was still with the same young lady.
Yeah.
But I was like, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't making enough money. Let's just keep it real. And I hate to use that. And we're going to talk about money and everything. But that's one of my fears about life in general. Is like, damn, I never have enough, right?
Yeah.
But besides that, but I even told her, I said, so it was different because me and her had a conversation and I kept saying, yo, are you ready? Because she is 3 years younger than me.
Yes.
So while I'm 28, 29 trying to talk about settling down, I'm looking at her who's 25, 26.
Look at you age gapping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, man, same generation, but you know me. I
just give you a hard time. Gavin hates age gapping. I don't care.
Mike don't. So I guess my reverse back to you. I'm about to put down the Uno card. The reverse is like, all right, if you saying like, hey, men should be looking at mid-30s, early to mid-30s. So what should it be like for the ladies?
You see, so here's the thing: you can't tell women what to do.
You cannot, and we're not. This is an all male black podcast. Yeah. So
cannot tell women what to do. I younger than that. That's all I can say, right? Yeah. I think for men, I think men mid-30s has to be like, you have to tap out, bro. Like you gotta. You're not LeBron. You're not.
Facts.
You're not gonna be able to play at the high level in your 40s, right?
Nah.
So it's like, trust me, I know on that. I had to tap out,
and it's tough because we've all been in college and seen the smart girl, smart young lady. Mm-hmm. Soon as she get out of doctor school, a dude is there waiting.
She's gone. She's gone.
The doctor at the hospital has gotten her.
Yes, she
is gone.
She is gone. And I think that, and a lot of I think a third of our audience, I just saw the damn YouTube numbers earlier.
Fuck YouTube. We're going to get this one.
Okay, we passed 8 minutes. But it was like, I think a third of our audience is between the ages of like 18 to like 26, which is crazy.
Crazy.
But to you guys that are listeners, like, I want y'all to know that, like, that when we look at Ebony K and Vivica, right? Sometimes you're like, well, that's not a man, so I don't have to pay attention to it. Like, no, pay attention to it because men end up in the same situation, the same place. It's not as bad as women because our fertility window is a lot longer, but you're going to end up where to your point, right? You ask, does it sound like she's selling? I think it's going to be different for her. I don't want to use the term settle because
we're talking about Vivica or.
Well, Ebony is already settled. Ebony has already said she takes the baby and no man. Like she would rather have a baby with a ghost.
Bro, picking to be a single mom is wild.
That is wild. That is insane behavior.
Ebony got money. She's educated.
She's an attractive woman.
She is. She's beautiful.
She's an attractive woman. She's a Carolina girl.
She went to school in Charlotte.
Yeah, everything that you would want about a woman, she's good, except the fact I don't think she was raised with her dad, and I think that affects her. And it's like, I think that's a serious point for men.
What high school she went
to look at who the woman that you're dating has she's gotten herself over those issues, or did her mom pass along her trauma to her?
I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. This is episode. So I'm trying to figure out where Ebony K wins with the high school because this sounds like some Betty's Ford shit. But I gotta figure it out. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. I am your host Gavin, aka Coke, aka whatever you gonna call me. And I got the great, the wonderful, the guy who took off 2 weeks told me nothing.
I did not take off 2 weeks. I took off a week. The other week I don't know what happened. Apologies on everybody though.
I think we had the 10 tie kids.
Oh yeah, we did. We had a bunch of stuff going on with the kids.
It was graduation time, man. Shout out to the kids. Shout out to the boys. They did a great job at the end of the school year. I'm talking about our boys. I don't want people to think I'm leaving the girls out. My nephew, who I love to refer as my first kid, he was like my test kid, right? Like the shit that I noticed that didn't work with him, I'm making sure I don't do it with my kid. Yeah. Shout out to him. He graduated. Yeah. He graduated, man, and I'm super happy for him. Super proud of him. It's crazy because I remember when my sister was pregnant. I remember when you were about to have your son, which seemed like last week. You know what I'm saying? And then you wake up and you like, what? Wait a minute,
dude. Yeah. His mother had sent me like some like toddler pictures of him when he used to look like me. He look like his mother now.
Yeah, true.
And I was like, gosh, it really did not seem that long ago. And now, he's popping in the pool, he's swimming, he's in karting camp this week. Like, time flies, man. Time flies.
It's running. I want to say that this episode is brought to you by No Grease Barbershop, exclusively at the premium outlets in North Lake Mall. Shout out to them. I was in there last week. One of the days I had to go take headshots in the barbershop, and it was super cool being in there talking to them. Sheena wants us to do an episode in her salon, which I think would be hilarious. Like, she wants to come over there, get us liquored up, do our nails while we record. I told her it'd be hilarious.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But it was cool over there breaking bread with them and talking to them. Where have you been?
I mean, I took a vacation, man. So, kid was out. So, I just took a little jaunt down to South America for a little bit. So
passport bro, that's what they like to call y'all.
That's what they like to. I keep telling you, I'm not a passport bro, man.
What's wrong with passport bros?
I think it just had such a negative connotation now, right? Like it's this idea of like, men are going to be sex pats in another country. And it's like, no, like some people just like traveling. No, there isn't. First off, y'all know I always say sex work. It's real work.
It is.
But I'm not flying out of the country to go have sex with sex workers.
Nah.
Like if I go out of the country and if I was to be with a sex worker, that would be like outside of the reason why I left to go out of the country. So the idea of passport bros is like, you're flying out to a red light district. And it's like, I don't really want to be in a red light district. For sex work. Like I want to make enough money to where I could actually hire like a high end sex worker. And I would not be flying out of the country for that. So like that's how I don't like the whole passport bro thing.
You got to be careful now. I'm talking about it in the States because they be lining dudes up. Shout out Clay. We never got to talk about you laying up with Selena Powell.
Oh yeah, we did not talk about that, which is crazy. But Selena Powell, probably a sex worker, right?
No, probably. I think she is a self-proclaimed sex worker.
Yeah.
I took my ass to Atlanta 1 week that we was off. And I will say this. I want to shout out the organization YBLA. I don't know if anybody that's listening, if you're in North Carolina or in Atlanta, there's an organization called YBLA. Super dope. I witnessed, it had to be like 35, 40 black high schoolers. Out of the 35, they raised over $16 million in scholarship money.
Wow.
And it was beautiful to see, especially when they all black. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool to be there. I was a photographer for their event, which was scholarship day. So to see people be going to Howard, Hampton, FAMU, A&T, NC State. One boy, he turned down UCLA. And I didn't realize how big of a deal that is.
Yeah. Where did he go instead of UCLA?
Dog, he went somewhere else. I can't remember. Wherever he went, they're paying for his schooling up to him getting a PhD.
Wow.
So that's why. And so, but it was crazy because the woman who helps them get who helps them throughout the process, she said, I need to explain to y'all how hard it is to get into UCLA. She was like, they only accept like, I think 20% or 15% of applicants. To put in perspective, I think Chapel Hill does like 60 something. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, UCLA was like a top 10 school, hardest schools to get into. But it was cool to like witness that, man. But meanwhile, I'm in Atlanta and I told Tequila I was going to tell this story.
Uh-oh.
You have to stop hanging out with women who don't know how much shit costs. I'm in Atlanta and I'm going down there to shoot this event and Tequila's like, yo, let's hang out. I got suckered into her talking about I'm taking her out for a birthday, which I don't agree with because I have a wife and a kid. So I feel like there should be a limit, a hard cap on how much money men spend on women they're not involved with. She got me for dinner, hookah, and drinks in Atlanta, of all places. So, but it was funny because Tika's like, yo, I want to go to the strip club. She said that me and Darnell had told her we was going to go to the strip club. So she's trying to pick out the Atlanta strip club we going to. So I call him like, yo, why we need to go there? That's an easy $500, $600, $700 night for nothing. For nothing.
Yeah, no, we don't do that anymore.
And she goes,
we don't do that here.
She said, nah, it don't cost that much. So, now I'm intrigued. Yeah. Because when a woman tell you it don't cost that much, now I need to understand if I'm telling you something costs $500, $600, $700, how much you think it costs?
How much does she think it costs?
Like $100.
The whole night.
The whole night. The entire night. And we was going to go to Allure.
So we're going to pay to go in?
No, we got to pay to park. You got to pay.
I forgot. I'm in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah.
If you don't pay to park, your shit is getting booted, towed, or broken
Exactly.
into.
So you got to pay $40 to park.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing $40 to get in, or is it $60
a piece. Now? It's $60 when me and Darnell went, but it's a piece.
Okay, so $100 is just getting in, right? Now you got to buy drinks, which are $14.
Yep. It's dances in Atlanta.
Dance in Atlanta. How much are dances in Atlanta right now?
I mean, if they $50 at Platinum Plus in Columbia, I'm imagining.
Wait, private dances? Like, no, excuse me. I did not say private. Lap dances are $50
in Platinum Plus. When I went down there to Columbia,
just a regular lap dance in the club. These, bro, they don't even make 6-minute songs anymore.
Mike,
songs are 2.5 minutes now.
She said, and it's $5 to the dude.
What he gonna do?
Stand outside the room. Well, I'm telling you, it was $55 in Platinum Plus. So I'm imagining it's at least $50 in Atlanta.
So a 10-minute, we can't even get
it. Ain't even 10 minutes.
You can't even get no, I'm saying like if you paid for 10 minutes worth of dances, like if you paid 3 songs,
that's 5 songs right there. Songs is 2 minutes.
Songs like
2.5 minutes.
So a 10-minute lap dance now is
too much money.
What is that? 50
times? It's not 100. It's, I don't know. Somebody do the math.
It's like $500.
$500, damn near.
Bruh, it's
you know they're gonna try to shorten you out. But the point is, I looked at her and I said, and I told Teak, I said, this is the problem with talking to women who don't know how much shit costs. I said, you think a night at the strip club in Atlanta is $100, $150, and I'm telling you, I'm spending that to get inside.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, no, we're not doing strip club.
And then I love when you get a drink at the strip club. I told her,
we can rent a boat in Cartagena for $500 from 9 to 5.
We did look that up. You did look that up. Here go the joke I told her. I said, you don't even understand tipping in the strip club. When you go to Atlanta and you go to the strip club and say, hey, I need $100. Here's my card. They give you they make you tip on that. I'm like, the ATM makes you tip. I said, you don't even understand that. Bruh. I said, you know what? But I told her, I said, you know what? I'm never hanging out with you again. That's my Atlanta tip. Stop going to Atlanta. It's not a real place. I did hear not like us a bunch of times in Atlanta. I will say that.
Gav done spent $500 at the strip club. I spent $500 in a week.
Look, exactly. Dad tip of the week, man. I will say this. To all the parents that's out there, be careful of the streams and the streamers that your kids are following. And I tie this into these streamers are getting popular. Yeah. Whether it's the guy who's super funny, he always does the reactions to like, yo, this is how it was in the locker room when LeBron lost the game. Or, I forgot his name. He's hilarious. He always do funny videos. Whether it's Kai Cenat, whether it's DJ Academics, be careful. I don't know the streamer that Michael Rainey Jr. was on. He was on a stream. Did you see this?
I did see it. I think that's one of Kai Cenat's like homies. Yeah.
I imagine it's a lot of collabs and cross promotion. They do get that down right.
They do.
And streamers are making so much money, they are willing to pay. To watch Michael Rainey go on a stream and the streamer's sister. First of all, I do want to state the streamer said at the end, yo, y'all clip this and post this about different things. I want to be famous. I want to go viral. And to know that he's going viral because his sister sexually assaulted Michael Rainey Jr. on a live stream is out of this world. And I wrote on Daphne's page because she posted it. I said, well, sometimes you got to be careful for what you pray for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I know this ain't a religious thing, but I just love old people and they takes. But when you getting on somewhere and say, y'all, I just want to go viral. I want to go viral. Clip this. No. We're going to make you go viral. But it's of your little sister who should be arrested for sexually assaulting somebody on there. And I think the only reason why I won't go, because I don't think most men don't, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't not promote, but they don't.
I mean, most men are not going to file press charges.
Thank you. They're not going to press charges on being assaulted.
Yeah, being assaulted. And all right, this is going to be it's not a bad take. I think most men, the reason why men don't is because, like, in that case, right? Like, if I need a woman to stop, I can make her to stop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with a woman, she can't really make a man stop. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the reasons why, as fellas, like, we don't need the law to protect ourselves because, like, Michael Rainey did, right? Like, yo, I'm just out of here.
Yeah, I'm just leaving.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just leaving. Whereas if that is a woman, she may not have the option to just leave.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you see the disparity between pressing charges. But is one thing more wrong or right than the other? No, they're equally wrong.
Absolutely.
They're equally wrong. Like, but I mean, I think sometimes the conversation is lost, and I get into this with my homegirls all the time, right? When they're, like, well, at nighttime, I have to have my keys out. I can't walk close to trees. I can't walk in dark alleys and all this. And I'm like, hey, guess what? I can't either.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I also am taking precautions. And I think when we look at Michael Rainey, it was no look on his face that he was going to enjoy that.
Absolutely.
The look on his face was just like, what are you doing? we are recording.
No, it's little kids. It's toddlers.
It's kids, right? Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good look because what man has not had that happen to him, right?
Facts.
As a young man, right? As a young man, like who had... Shit, we just talked about going to the strip club. Like, that's part of being in the strip club, right?
Yeah.
You can't touch the strippers, but if a stripper's feeling you, she gonna fill you up.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like, is it a double standard or is it a difference?
Yeah, and I looked at it and I felt, so at first I missed it.
Yeah.
And because I didn't see his sister on the side. So I'm thinking like, it's a little girl and there's two toddlers in front. I'm like, maybe, are they calling like maybe one of the kids hit him or something? And I was like, but I kept seeing his face. I'm like, what am I missing? And then I saw the second video when she was like, yo, give me his banana. I make us go viral. When her brother said he wanted to go viral. And I'm like, wait a second. That's the girl I need to look for. So I watched the first video and I'm like, oh, we see what's going on.
Oh, so I didn't know all that.
Oh, yeah. She was wilding out. Her brother kicked out. The reason why I'm telling y'all need to be careful because, these streamers are just wilding out on their stream. And the kids are following these streamers because they just like wild ass reactions.
Yeah.
A lot of these streamers just get on there. They react to stuff. It goes wild. And that to me was like, if you got a son watching this dude's stream and he witnessed that, he might start thinking that's the norm.
Yeah.
You can go grope people and it's cool.
Yeah.
You can grope people. Like the fact that the boy got groped on TV. This man got groped on TV by a young woman. And the stream didn't cut. Yeah. It stayed up. Yeah. You know how insane that is?
Yeah.
Like, and so for me, and I do think it's getting to this point of like, men are gonna, I do understand it's like men don't, all right, I can leave. I ain't gonna worry about it. And, it's just interesting to be watching because
his response was spot on though.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure that was written by his attorney.
Oh yeah. Facts.
So, but 50, I think 50 has already said that he's not gonna file charges or anything.
He not, and I think I know people had a lot of takes about what 50 had to say because I think a lot of times like, yo, bro, you all right? Yeah, it was just weird. I got up out of it. I'm fine. I don't think it's what you gonna do? Shut the boy's stream down? He ain't got no money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. All right, ladies, if you wasn't mad at us, I was laughing at Joe Budden this week. They was talking about how Mother's Day was like quiet this year, and somebody, I think it was Ice. We'll talk about Ice later, but he was like, yeah, that's because a lot of the moms been fucking up for the last year. And Joe was like, what you mean? He's like, well, they been living that fucking kids and going to Puerto Rico for a week and watching them through ring cam, so they ain't celebrate Mother's Day like they supposed to. Happy Father's Day to anybody that's listening. I want to, hold on, man. Yo, to the dads out there that are active dads, to the dads out there that are struggling to be an active dad, to the dads that's out there that just got a dad, man, you can be better next year. You could be, if you're a great dad, you could be better next year. If you're an okay dad, you could be better next year. If you are a piss poor dad that we don't talk to, you could be better next year. I do want to say this, man. Doing this podcast has shown me how many great dads are out there. And how many of us want to be great dads. Shout out, it's funny, Laws is a school teacher. Yeah. Right? Every day I didn't call Laws this week. He got his son with him because now he's out of school. Yeah. He went down, got his son, brung him back up here. His son has been with him. And every video I see on the internet, Laws is doing a different activity. It's like he's making up for time. And, it's beautiful to watch. And me and my wife had a conversation about him in particular. And I told her, I said, it's a lot of dads who want to be great dads. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that's missing is opportunity, things, and whatever. But shout out to all the dads out there, man. We crushing it. I think the internet is never going to tell you that. No. Target is never going to tell you that because the Father's Day cards is by the laundry detergent. They got rid of that shit. They got 4th of July cards out. And who gives somebody a card on 4th of July?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But, they're not going to tell us on the internet. But when you talk to other dudes and it's like, oh, yeah, let's get our kids together.
Everybody with their kids, man. Everybody's with their kids. So, big ups to us, man. Yeah. That's why we literally call it the Black Dads Club.
Facts.
Is that racist?
We're going to talk about racism in a little bit. The WNBA. Why we got to keep talking about Caitlyn?
I don't know, man. Like, here, what's annoying about this is everybody that's using Caitlyn and hating on Caitlyn don't understand that they're using Caitlyn because she's popular, right? Like you literally, you legit are rage baiting to using her, right? You could like the WNBA and just say, okay, well, I'm just going to talk about women's basketball.
Yeah, facts.
I'm just going to talk about, the women that I know, right?
The best women in the game.
Yeah, right? But y'all don't do that, right?
No.
Y'all talk about that person and then y'all juxtapose her against Caitlyn because that's the point, right? Like, Caitlyn is popular. She is, she is elevating the game. And she's elevating the game because she is an American from flyover country that can ball. Right, yeah, like facts. That's why she's like. That's why, like, if Caitlyn, let's be honest, if Caitlyn was my complexion, nobody would care.
Nah,
because that's Asia Wilson right
facts.
there.
Well, Asia is better.
Yeah, Asia's better. That's the joke. right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, that's the joke about it.
Yeah, right.
Asia way better.
Yeah, Asia's better. So it's like so we know why she's popular.
Facts.
Let's stop pretending that it has something to do with racism or prejudice. And not just the construct of race in America.
What's funny for me is everybody knows why we talking about Caitlyn, and everybody is using it as a reason we shouldn't talk about her.
Exactly.
And it's the biggest joke. So when you watch First Take, shout out to First Take, they will milk some marketing. And I love it because, so we had this conversation pre-production, like, should men be discussing WNBA? I'm here to say yes. And let me tell you why men should be. Because we've been talking about it.
Exactly. So here's the crazy part, right? The reason why it wasn't like I forget the reporter that does the Knicks games or whatever that got into it with Stephen A. Smith.
Monica, yeah.
Monica, right? She gets in and she's like, yo, you didn't add this to your platform or it wasn't bigger before. And this is what y'all got to understand is if no one cares and you talk about it, no one's going to watch it, right? You're going to lose ratings. All shows are about interest and ratings.
Facts.
People are interested in the WNBA right now because of Caitlin Clark.
Facts.
Nobody else, right? Not saying that nobody else is worth knowing about.
Yeah.
But
that's why they're here.
What's crazy is when people are writing about like, okay, well, who they're dating now, right? Or what they're wearing, everybody's like, now you're objecting. It's like, yo, this is the same thing that they do to men's sports, right?
Absolutely.
Have we not heard people talk about Pat Mahomes' wife?
Absolutely.
Right? Have we not heard people talk about Savannah James? Right?
Absolutely.
Steph Curry wife for a span of 6 years could not make news during the playoffs, right?
It was only when Steph was playing bad.
She knew her husband, boy.
Look, she knew I gotta motivate his ass.
Yeah, so when you get that attention and you want people to talk about it, the game, that's gonna be 75% of why people talk about you. Mm-hmm. But 25% is gonna be what is Vanessa Bryant doing right now, right?
Yeah.
25% is gonna be what is Savannah James doing right now? What is Lala doing right now? There's no reason for me to know these women's names.
Facts.
There's no reason in the sports, right? But
they got a whole show.
Yes.
How you think we got basketball
wives, right? So it's like, look, if you want this interest, right, and you want this interest to come in, all this becomes a part of it. Their personal lives becomes a part of why we're interested.
Facts.
Who they're dating becomes a part of why we're interested.
Facts.
If Caitlyn, look, if you want to root against Caitlyn, we wouldn't root against Caitlyn if she didn't have a huge fan base.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, it's pretty much all red, right? It's red and blue. Like that's the problem right now. It's red versus blue. If her fan base was blue, I don't think we'd care.
No, never. I'm getting tired of like the conversations. And I do think we're overdoing all these deep ass think pieces that's online, especially First Take. But that's what First Take does. They will, all right, this is popular. We will bring this back up tomorrow. It's the reason why
they will wear it out.
They will wear anything out. It's the reason why in the summer, when nothing is happening, when LeBron is out, the playoffs, they find a Dallas Cowboys topic to talk about, right? Like it's the reason why.
Yeah.
It's the reason why a month ago we was talking about Bronny James and he's a projected second round pick. It's because, all right, his dad is popular enough to carry this.
That's care, right? How many second round picks we know nothing of?
Absolutely. We don't.
All of them.
To those who listening, I want you in your car to name 5 first round picks from this draft that you know about.
Right?
Like, come on, what we doing here? And you know what it is funny? What's funny about all this is people who wasn't watching the WNBA last year who are now complaining about Caitlin Clark, which I'm laughing at. For those who not know, men, especially white men, have been carrying the WNBA for years. I just want that to be thrown out of there. I also want to say that
definitely has been men
like carrying the sport. And I will like to say this. Black men been on women's college basketball since Skylar Diggins, so I don't know what anybody else talking about. So
yeah, exactly. Well, Skylar Diggins, and we've always known who Dawn Staley was. So right,
yeah.
So like most men, if you a hooper, you knew who Cheryl Swoops was, Cheryl Miller, right? You knew all those names. Dawn was one of those names, right? Like Dawn was short, she was small, she was spunky, she was really good. So we watched Dawn at Virginia, right? Like this is before men even gave a damn about women's basketball, if I'm being 100% honest, right? So it's like Dunn was kind of like men's, because that was like the first player that you really saw that had handles. Yeah. So when Dunn came to South Carolina, like I admit, like I paid attention to women's sports, because I grew up a Gamecock fan, right? So I knew Shannon Johnson back, in high school, like, I'm reading the paper and seeing what she do. They sucked, but I knew who she was, right? So, I paid attention to her and her career. That kind of gave me a little idea, but it's like, it wasn't interesting. Yeah. Right. But when Dunn came and took over at South Carolina, I was like, okay, now I'm interested, right? Because are we going to be really good? And year 2 forward, we was really good. So like most black men, especially in the South, we kind of rock with Dunn.
You better be careful about that black men in the South shit.
I know, right? But it's like, I'm talking about people I know, but like even like, white boys from South Carolina start rocking with. If you go to a Gamecock game, it's sold out. And to your point, it's majorly white men in the stand with their daughters.
And if you want to talk about selling out, Kaylin averaging like 17,000 fans with home games. Yeah. That don't happen.
It doesn't.
I think they did a stat and they said Angel, and I love Angel, and I'm not trying to make this about her and Angel, but Angel keep making it about her and Angel. And Caitlyn won't speak. And if I'm Caitlin's PR person, I'm telling her not to speak. Like, yo, let them keep saying your name. Let me tell y'all what y'all about to do before I go back. Oh, so hold on. I don't want to have a squirrel moment. They're saying that Angel is averaging like 7,000 fans a game. Yeah. But Kaylin them for home games is averaging like 17. That is a big ass number, by the way. But let me tell y'all what y'all about to do to this white girl. Y'all about to make her.
Don't become Pat McAfee.
I'm not gonna do that. Talk about white privilege, buddy. My God.
Is he still on all shows? No suspension? What did they do?
I don't know what ESPN is doing, but he's had like 3 moments this year alone that if he was black, he'd be on TV. Yeah. The whole thing with Aaron Rodgers, what Aaron say? I don't even know. It's just so flagrant. Was it about Palestine? It might have been something flagrant, but he didn't have like 3 moments that's like, all right, bro, this is your first year of your contract. Like, my goodness, are you trying to throw the deal? But let me tell y'all what y'all about to do. Y'all about to have this girl be quiet. This woman, I'm trying to do better with that. This young woman, y'all about to have her to be quiet for her whole career. And at the end, she's going to be the damsel in distress and say, you know what? I took everything with grace, all the adversity, and she's going to own a team. And they're going to show all these black women tearing her down. And they're going to start with you, Jamel Hill. I just want to let you know. But they're going to start with you. Speaking about race, I love how last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever we recorded last, Mike got on here to kick Eminem's back in.
All I said was he's overhyped.
And you compared him to Caitlin Clark.
No, but I said Caitlin Clark was legit.
Okay.
I'm backhanding him again.
Absolutely. So I love how this whole conversation started about Kendrick and Drake.
Yes. And that's the crazy part of the conversation.
That's the crazy part. I love how I cut Mike off in his take and I said, yo, you don't know it, but the Eminem stands are crazy. And they're crazier than Kendrick and Drake fans combined. Yes. I went on to say that Eminem could rap. And I said, I know this because all my favorite rappers love him. Yeah. Y'all heard none of that. And y'all continue to kick. Y'all been kicking I had 10 new notifications this morning from YouTube. Where y'all kicked my back in.
Here's the thing. I kept going back to listen to see what did we say that was racist.
To be called racist, let me tell you, let me start like this. To be called racist by white folks, I don't know if white folks know it. It does not hurt black people's feeling when you call us racist. One, because
we don't have the power to be racist.
Fact. So it's kind of like,
right. So you're using the wrong terminology off bat.
Absolutely. Which is why I kept asking everybody to define racism for me. And once they did, I only had like 2 or 3 people to define racism. I said, what did I say that fits that definition? Let me tell you this, and I'll make this very quick and short. There's culture, and I tried to do. First of all, I didn't think that that Meta and the masses would send this to people that love Eminem. I thought that people that agree with me will see it and just like it and laugh. Well, but they sent it to, which proves the point of the lawsuits that will come out and say, hey, these people are showing me content that makes me angry on purpose.
Absolutely. Because that had nothing, like, the whole, it's no reason we should have 50,000 views on something and it's not our audience.
It's no reason why we should have 80% of the engagement downvote.
Yes, that is insane.
Bro.
Insane.
So when I made the clip, I thought that people who understood black culture and hip hop culture, how well they blend together, would be able to pick out what I meant was hip hop, which is the stand groups, and they will understand the black culture.
It would have been a better conversation if Meta put our and Alphabet, if we're being honest, put our information in front of the title of our pod.
Facts.
Right? Because then we would have had a conversation about hip hop, which is what I thought we was going to have, right? How do we talk about a rapper, right? And the whole conversation becomes about race, right? That legit means you took my information and you looked at the skin tone coding and you put that in front of the far right.
My favorite part of it is we didn't even mention Eminem's race.
We didn't mention his race. We didn't say he wasn't good because of his race. We legit said overrated. There's a lot. Biggie Smalls is a overrated rapper in retrospect.
I don't know.
As a lyricist,
now you better get a skill.
Yeah. As a lyricist, yeah, like he said a lot of off the wall shit.
Yeah. Well, here's the joke for me. I only mentioned my race and Lil Wayne's race, and somehow the white boys labeling me as a racist. So I would put it like this. There's a culture, and it's hard explaining black culture to people that's not black. I learned that this weekend. I also learned that everybody don't understand certain hip hop culture things and certain black culture things. Yo, let me hold the ox in the car on a road trip is a hip hop culture thing. I know that every culture does it, but it's a thing. It is a real debate. You don't get in somebody else's car, ask for the ox unless you about to play some fire.
Yeah.
Like that is a thing. That is a thing. So when I'm explaining to people who have to get an invite to the cookout, the culture of, yo, let me hold the ox. Let me tell y'all something. I am here to double down. I do not give a damn. Nobody in the Southeast hops in somebody's car, asks for the ox. And if you know the ox culture and say, let me play this new Eminem, that does not mean when they hop in your car, you might not play him. That might not mean you don't listen to him. I love how people misunderstood that. There's a lot of artists that don't get that same energy in the Southeast.
No one's hopping in the car and saying, yo, throw that Mo song, right?
Facts. So,
like, so it's a lot, to your point, it's a lot of artists. And also, y'all understand this when someone says overrated. I hate that the DNF students are in here with the rest of us.
Facts.
But when someone says overrated, that means that somebody could be a B+ and you're rating them as an A+. Facts. That is overrated. It doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you're getting way more credit. It's like the quarterbacks, right? Like quarterbacks in the NFL gets all the fucking credit, right?
$60 million.
Pat Mahomes, not overrated, right?
Yeah.
But there's quarterbacks that you'll look at and Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, right? Over fucking rated. And this is not based on race.
No,
all right? No. It's like there's quarterbacks that are Eli Manning. Over fucking rated.
Just beat Tom Brady twice.
Right?
He gonna make it to the Hall.
Gonna make it to the Hall of Fame on that. So it's like, yo, overrated doesn't mean bad, right? I did not say that Eli Manning is Trent Dilfer, right? Oh, I'm just saying the credit that he's getting is way beyond the success that he should have had. And when I speak on artists, when I speak on NBA players, NFL players, if I say overrated, like y'all have confused overrated with meaning terrible or sorry. It's not what overrated means.
I'm gonna say this in closing. I think a lot of people, I've learned this also. Y'all boys will defend Eminem and Candace Owens to the death, and I'm cool.
We're not engaging this anymore.
I'm not. It's been hilarious. It's been a great run. to the last person I commented on who told me I was racist, I said, when your community get upset that every presidential candidate goes to an AME church during election season, we don't call y'all racist because you find it weird. I am here to double and triple down. When I see black men begging white men for opportunities that they don't do for other black people that are equal or greater than, then yes, I think it's weird. That does not make it racist. And I'm no longer arguing against somebody who calls themselves the rap Elvis. If you don't get the joke and the comedy in that, every time Eminem goes on a white platform, he lets you know how he don't want to be there, how corny he think it is, how it's nothing but losers and weirdos in the audience, and he brings nothing but his black friends on stage. To have y'all to be in my DMs calling me racist when he calls himself the rap Elvis, I think it's a joke. Congratulations.
We do not dislike Eminem.
Yeah, I could care less. I mean, I listen to Fact. I mean, that's the only thing is.
I haven't listened to Eminem since Blueprint 2, but I get it.
He was on Blueprint 2?
Or is it Blueprint 1?
You talking about Renegade?
Renegade, yeah.
Oh, that got to be Blueprint 1.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That is Blueprint 1.
And he really didn't kill Jay on that. I'm going to just let y'all know.
He did well. He did well.
And some of that goes to Emma. Shout out to Eminem, man.
Yeah, big ups to Eminem, man. We do not dislike you, man. I don't care what your fans are sending you right now.
And I love 8 Mile.
8 Mile was a decent movie.
It was trash.
It was a decent movie. I said decent. It was worth watching. If it's on, I'm gonna let it play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let it play.
I ain't mad at. Hey, if you can get it off, you gonna get it off. All right, here we go. How much of this you want to play?
I don't know. Let's just play the money part.
Oh, at the end? Right.
Is it at the end? Yeah.
Hold on, man. What the hell? I think I turned my shit off. All right, man. Here we go. Oh, shit. I guess I should turn
non-submissiveness. So there's a lot of
So I'm going to skip to the end, but the Joe Budden Podcast is talking about women, submission, and money. So I'm going to skip to when Ish talks because it's a 4-minute clip. Subscribe to them. They got more subscribers than us. You're probably here because of them, so I don't need to tell you to go listen.
I think they don't want to. Oh, I'm sorry.
But they don't want. Yeah, they don't want.
A lot of women agree.
Here we go.
Like I agree with it. I think that like women had to do a lot on their own for a minute for our demo, like in our age.
Yeah, I'm only speaking in
right. A lot of people grew up in a single parent household, so they really never seen.
I try to kill that narrative. Half of us don't easily.
A traditional interaction between a man and a woman.
That's true,
right? So a lot of women are growing up, and they saw their mother do everything. Mm-hmm. So when they now meet a man. You know what I mean? Like
I do want to pause and say Mike is correct. Y'all generation had more people with 2 parents household than my generation. That does need to be stated because I think that gets conflated, and I think we got to stop believing Facebook on everything.
Exactly.
Like when Mel tried to get off that, the only reason why we know who Caitlin Clark is because of Angel Reese. I knew she read that shit off of Facebook because that's total. Angel Reese got famous because she did the John Cena in front of Caitlin Clark's face.
We knew
both of them.
Yeah, we knew both.
And y'all knew who Angel was after that. But I'll let Ish continue. Ish, send me a hoodie, man. I know I be talking trash to you on the internet, but it's cool.
You grew up in a household like a traditional
totally
household.
fine emulating what they saw their mother deal with.
Right. But if you grew up in a household,
that is true.
Like I've dated women and been in serious relationships with women that had fathers. And I've been in serious relationships with women that didn't have fathers. It is night and day.
It is.
It is totally night and day.
That is true.
Right? Like just how they view the world, how they view responsibilities, how they view
men.
Everything is night and day. Right? And so when she said submissive, who, me? Almost in a negative light, but then I've heard Mel talk about I just want to be in my soft life and let go and let the man lead. They are 2 totally contradictory ways of thinking and mindsets.
Not too much on Mel.
I think oftentimes, and this is where I think we as our demo fuck up, is we allow the money that you make. Okay, now I'm in submissive heaven. This nigga could be nowhere near a leader. But he make a bunch of fucking money. And so when this nigga makes a bunch of money, we automatically and we did this the other day. I wanted to bring it back up the other day when we started talking about black excellence, when we was talking about the puff shit. We immediately put this moniker on somebody that they are black elite and they are black excellence because they've reached a certain level of success.
I want to say this before I continue. Mike says that every week.
Every week. every week.
These niggas don't be black excellence. They just be rich black people. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's some professors out here that make $150,000 that raised 3 kids that went on to do great things. That's black excellence. They not rich. You get what I'm saying? So I think that when the women will immediately, you take the wheel. Because you make money. Because you make the money. Because you make money. But this nigga could be a fucking post office worker and be a strong, solid, dope-ass black man that is capable of leading us to success.
Come on,
even
Ebony.
if you make more money than me.
I agree.
Ish kind of ate on that one.
Ish is out of the crew. He is my least favorite. And I say this. He is my least favorite out of everybody. But I always watch shows if I am engaged by the least favorite.
Yes.
It reminds me of Homeland. I hated Carrie.
I thought you was about to say it reminds you of the pod, because I swear people just come in to like disagree with me.
Oh, facts. Well, they come in just to tell me how I look and tell me that I don't have no hair, which is...
But back to your point, Carrie, yes. I hated Carrie. I hated her Carrie the whole time.
Still watching.
Couldn't stop watching. Have rewatched.
So, Ish, when I talk trash to you online, well, I make a statement to you, and that's because I listen to everything you say, and I continue to engage to the pod because of you. And I think that makes a genius show. Yes. So, anywho, what is your take on this?
So Mel was saying what was you watched more Joe Budden than me. Like what was Mel take? Well,
I think they were having a conversation about just being submissive, and they be making jokes to Mel. I hate to do this because it looks like I kick Mel's back in every chance I get. I believe Mel plays a character every time the mic turns on. And I don't believe we get to know the real Mel Ford. I believe that because Mel Ford gets on there and she plays the ditzy blonde. And then when she gets mad at the internet kicking her back in, she reverts back to, hey, I'm a strong, independent, strong, educated black woman.
Code switching.
She is the best cosplayer of all time.
So that's what the ladies do.
So my favorite thing is Mel, who was raised by a white woman in Canada, I don't know what part, goes on BET all the time. They have a black woman's panel. I'm going to leave that at that. And the only reason why I say that is because if Drake don't ever get to go on any black male panel and speak about the black experience, he will never get invited to one. Anytime Drake goes to a black male panel, it will be to speak as a biracial person. Mel, because she's darker, and let's just bring colorism into this, gets to do that. And Mel use these big words that's not really big. If you went to community college, you don't find her vocabulary very extensive. That's what I didn't want to do. Because now it seems like I'm hating on Mel. But Mel gets to play this character. And honestly, what I just explained is the character I believe Mel tries to play. I do believe Mel deep down is actually smart.
I mean, I definitely think she's smart. Like, matter of fact, I think I saw a clip with, I think that was the panel, right? Ebony K. Williams, Mel, and like 2 other sisters was on there.
It was all light skin. Speaking about the black woman.
Yeah. Black woman experience. All right. So Mel, Ebony K. We talk about Vivica Fox, right? Like all these women, it's like they conflate submission and money together, right?
Absolutely.
The more money you make, now I can live my soft life era, right?
Yeah.
None of these women have settled down with anybody.
Never.
Right? So submission has nothing to do with money, right? We got to stop listening to the conversation. And this is why I'm like, yo, Ish 8. Because there's solid guys out here that do not make a lot of money that are hella leaders.
Yeah, facts.
And part of submission, right? And I'm, again, not going to tell women what to do, but part of submission is being able to recognize when you are being led by a good leader.
Facts.
And then you follow that leader until the depths of the earth, right? The reason why I was like, yo, I was surprised Ish kind of like, went in the way he did is because we as men, oftentimes we feel like, yo, I don't make enough money.
Facts.
Right?
That's exactly what I was about to go to.
And then that holds us back from really being the type of men that should be taking the Mels, the Ebony K's, and the Vivicas off the market way prior to the ages that they are now.
Yeah, but the problem is if you don't make enough money, you don't have access to certain women. We heard on Poor Minds when Shorty was on there and was like, yo, if you make 50 grand, you can't date.
Absolutely.
And then here's the other joke about all that, which my homegirl, shout out to Sierra, she listens to us. She said, I'm surprised y'all didn't go in on the type of women she said $50,000 men should have access to, which she labeled as broke bitches, which that woman did, right?
Yeah.
And we never even got to that part of it. She very was clear, was like, you need to get the bottom. She said broke bottom tier bitches.
Well, you can't. So that's the thing. You can't have a. There's no nuance on the internet, right?
None.
Like, so if we was to discuss like the ideal of the broke bottom tier bitches, right? Mm-hmm. What happened is people would conflate all women into that, right? And then we get attacked for talking about all women, even though we're talking about what someone else said. So there's no nuance.
So when I look at it, you know, I'm on Facebook and I'm in the Charlotte group, and there's a list of why are women single? Black women, actually. It said, why are black women single? And there's 10 reasons why. All of them was stupid. All of them. I'm not even gonna get there.
Yeah.
But I turned around and I asked myself, why do I think women are single? And you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I think the number one reason on my list, and I haven't gone through my list because I ain't want to get my back kicked in 2 weeks. One day I'm gonna go on the ledge and just take this pod to the next level and just sacrifice myself. Number one reason, men don't make enough.
Well, because women are loyal to resources.
Well, I'm not even gonna go there. We don't make much more money than women. And I think that has become a problem. I'm talking about the black community.
Yeah.
As my number one list. Because what happens is let's take my Atlanta example. I am making $67,000 a year, and I'm going out with a friend. Let's say I was single and I'm going out with a girl in Atlanta and she makes 64. And our first time going out, we went to dinner, got hookah. By the way, Atlanta, y'all putting a hookah bar besides Ebenezer Baptist Church is wow.
That is wild.
Like,
or ingenious. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it was. But think about that.
Think about it.
Think about if I did. Look, we leave the hookah bar. What if she did say I want to go to a strip club? Think about my 67 just went to 66. She didn't lose nothing, so she's still at 64.
Yeah, dude, women live a subsidized life, right?
And I understand that. So I thought that was the number one thing. So, and you know, then you do have brokies. I'm talking about men who do demand submission out of women, and women are like, yo, why am I going 50-50 and being submissive? It's hard. I do think, and let me say this, and I know what the rebuttal is to that, but I will say this. Too many people are growing up witnessing their mom. This is my generation. Ish got the generations mixed up. My generation was really, the kids were shocked I had a dad, and then they were shocked he was darker than me. Let's keep it a buck, right? They were confused. But I had it's one of those things where you are watching your mom do everything. And these young boys who are being raised by single moms start thinking that's how women are supposed to act and react. These young women who are raised by single moms start thinking that they start looking at us like, I don't want that. I mean, think about me and you. You watch your dad grow up with 2 jobs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I watched my dad work his ass off so my mom could be home. And first thing I did was like, I'm either work smarter, not harder, and I'm not going to be overworked. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that some of these ladies are growing up seeing no man there and thinking like, all right, I could be an independent single black woman all by myself. And I don't want to do that. And I do think it is becoming this thing where submission is a trade-off for money. Is it lightweight sex work? I don't know.
It's definitely diet sex work. Definitely diet sex work. And again, that's not even what submission is, right? Like here's the thing. When I see a woman that's submissive, right? Like she's activating something in me, right?
Facts.
Like her submission activates my dominance, right? Like
Facts.
I can already be dominant, right? But she's going to take it up to another level. Whereas it's just like, them pockets getting ran and you don't even really understand it, right? Because you want to make sure that she's okay because she has activated something in you. Yeah. I'm not asking a woman for submission.
Nah.
I'm not asking, I'm not demanding. So this idea that you can pay for submission, well, again, right? Let's look at Mel, Ebony, and Vivica. Like those women, if you were to take the collective list of men that those women have dated, right? I'm not talking about boink. This is not even meant to be disrespectful. I know those ladies have dated powerful, successful men. If you took the combined net worth of all those men, just those 3 women have dated, right? It'd easily be above $1 billion. Easily above $1 billion. Think about that, right? So that's the power of just being a woman, right? So imagine what the power of submission is from a woman, right? If just being a woman can offer you access to that amount of resources, right? what do you think the force multiplier is when a woman is submissive to these type men? If you trade it for the money, you're going to get the result that Mel, Ebony K, and Vivica have. Which they love to say until they have Vivica on the show. Yeah. This is what I want. This is what I want. So, and again, right, the backside of this problem is, simps aren't broke. Simps got money. They do got money. They're loaded, right? Yeah. So when you start confusing money and submission, you are only going to end up, again, ish 8, right? You're missing out on the professor that makes $70,000 a year. You're missing out on the bus driver, the guy who has a CDL license that's one of the best drivers in the world. Literally has a driver's license to drive, right? It's literally in the 1% of human beings on the planet who got a pension. You're missing out on that guy. You're missing out on someone that might, be a carpenter, right? Somebody who could build a house. Zombie apocalypse. That's going to be the dude that you're going to wish you had, right? You're missing out on those guys. So again, I don't know why women are single. What I will say for men, you want my list? No, I don't want your list. Come on, man. Let me do it. What I want from the men though is to understand that, like, we're not going to be simping. We're not going to be pandering. We're going to be no Ben, and I'm going to make sure that I have a woman that I want to take care of. Facts. Because we're not doing this incel, never getting married. Like, this is not the pod for that. If you one of those people that you're just like, I don't ever want to get married. Here's the thing. If you don't want kids, I agree. But if you do want children, right, we have to put these children in homes. And in that home, it has to be a mother and it has to be a father, because the children are going to need the balance. That's beautiful. Shut up, man. Time to be ignorant. Men don't make enough money is one reason why black women ain't single. Thinking that you got more time than what you really got is another reason why some of y'all single. Reality TV really messed up my generation. And let me tell you this, and I'm not blaming these people, but whether it's the Basketball Wives, the Kardashians, Love and Hip Hop, those type of shows. Yeah, I would definitely agree. Absolutely. Reality TV screwed up my generation so bad. And it's a reason why a lot of black women are single. A lot of these locations, simping really messed up. It's the reason why a lot of black women are single. And I'm going to put it like this. You don't believe me? Go to LA, go to Miami, go to New York, go to New Orleans as a black man, as a broke black man, and tell me how much action you get. Oh, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And simping is become a problem. I mean, a huge problem, because you got to think, all right, probably, I'd say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 10% of all men, right? Like black men, probably 5%, but 10% of all men are probably north of 175, which is kind of where you need to be if you're going to trick off money, right? So a guy that tricks off money, right? Like you go on a date and it's like, I could drop $300-$400 a date, right? That, and I could do that 3 times a week, right? So $1,000 a week, right? $52,000 a year. Yeah, if you really want to trick off and you're north of 175, like even after taxes, if your student loan debt is low, you don't have any credit card debt, the only thing you probably have is a car note and rent, right? That guy can trick off that kind of money, right? Most women would rather wait for a date with that guy than to consistently go out with a guy that makes $70,000 a year that really can't take her anywhere, right? Because she knows that once she settles down, right, like this guy gonna take her out for 8 weeks, right? It's gonna be, Buffalo Wild Wings and Netflix and chill, right? Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's what it's going to be, right? Versus she can wait her turn. Kitchen and cocktails. And go out. Yes, exactly. Fahrenheit, right? Yeah. I could get, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I can't date you and go out with that guy in 6 weeks, right? So I have to say, fuck you. Yeah. And then that way I can still go out with that guy, and then I can try to see if I can convince that guy. But the problem with simps is like they are running through women. That's another problem that we really don't discuss with simps. Absolutely. And my last reason, and it ain't the really last reason, this is off the hip. A lot of y'all got too many baby daddies. That's probably why y'all single too. Like that is an issue. I mean, the wrong baby daddy is going to keep you single. Facts. Like not even like a lot, like the wrong. Yeah, get that nigga locked up. I mean, but nobody, that's the thing though. Nobody wants to date. You do not want to date a woman if that problem is going to be a problem you're going to have to deal with 12 years from now. Yeah, I will skirt away, buddy. Yeah. Like, don't kill me in the comments, but let me know why you think
But sad to say, but it is what it is. My favorite part of the show, that's never my favorite part, sport takes. I will say this, Prize Picks, y'all are just taking my money. Y'all gave me a free $50. Well, it wasn't really free. It was one of them bets like put $0 down. If you win, you get 50. Of course I won it. So I took the $50, bet it on Kyrie for 2 games. Boy, was that a mistake.
Kyrie saying my vacation deposit is at risk.
Look,
we got to get out of here.
I would say it like this. I said this to y'all during the first game. I'm like, Jaylen Brown is, when it's a big game, Jaylen Brown steps up.
Yes.
Over Tatum. I don't know if Tatum is James Harden just yet, but if he get a ring, nobody's going to talk about it. But Tatum might be James Harden, or he might be LeBron when he first got to South Beach.
He's nowhere close to LeBron.
Well, no, I'm talking about like, you remember that first year LeBron got there, he couldn't decide, like it was like, all right, I don't want to mess up in the biggest moment. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tatum.
But you know, when it's big moment, James Harden is great during the regular season.
Oh yeah.
But when it's Game 7 against the Warriors and Chris Paul is balling his ass off, you is passing.
Nowhere to be found.
I do got a question. Is it me or is the finals boring?
This is terrible. Shit is terrible.
I went to bed. The second game, I was in bed at 9:00. I ain't gonna lie to you. It just seems so boring. I even watched. I watched the first game, even though it was a blowout, because I just knew, Kyrie was gonna mess up my parlay. But and let me tell y'all something. Stop betting on just the finals. You got to find another sport to add in. I lost one of my bets last game off of a PJ Washington dunk. And for them not to call that foul on that dunk was mind-blowing to me. And they made sure that, I just laughed because it was like, yo, bro, y'all know what y'all doing. For Kyrie, for that first one, I lost the first one off of Kyrie. So I did a 6-leg parlay, right? I got 3 right. The other 2 was dead on. And then Kyrie didn't attempt not one free throw. I only needed him to attempt 3 free throws. He didn't attempt not one. Dude, when a guard does not attempt a free throw, something is off.
He's not attacking the basket. Kyrie looks out of it in this finals so far. We'll see.
We'll see. He said, "I see y'all in Game 5." Shout out to Major League Baseball for finally doing something right.
Yes. And I did not wear my t-shirts. I got to order some more.
Yeah, I thought you would come in with one.
I didn't think today.
I should have worn my jersey.
Big ups to Major League Baseball. Finally bringing in the Negro League stats.
We should tell them what they actually did.
Yeah. Implement all the Negro League stats into Major League Baseball. That brought out the racists. Now, if you wanted to see some racist stuff, you should have just been in those comment sections. They were not happy about that. Baseball people and WNBA right now, y'all are
the same people.
Y'all are the same people. Y'all are the same. Which is crazy because one of them is white men and the other one is black women.
Well, I was gonna say WNBA purists. Are the same people that's
are baseball purists.
Yeah, which are white men, older white men.
Yeah, like y'all are the same people right now. Big ups to the Negro League, man.
Absolutely.
Go look up some Bob Gibson and Satchel Paige, man.
Shout out to Satchel Paige, man.
Those guys, you read some of the numbers, you be like, this is crazy.
The fact that Satchel Paige used to tell the outfielders to go sit down lets me know what type of time he was on.
Yeah, that man came into Major League Baseball as what was he, 42?
42.
42 years old, rookie of the year.
And the fact is, I always tell people when they talk to me about Babe Ruth, I'm like, he ain't never played against the best baseball players. Like, we got to start telling the truth.
To his credit, he did go barnstorm. And it's rumored that the reason why he never became a manager is because he wanted black baseball players.
I believe them stories, and you better throw that in there if you're making some bullshit. I will say this: LeBron James unfollowing Perk and it's making First Take news lets me know that First Take is just reaching for straws.
That is, look, man. If you were talking about my son, I could unfollow you.
Yeah,
like y'all are nuts right now for being like LeBron is sensitive. Like, sensitive would be me coming up there, putting my hands on you for talking about my kids. Yeah,
and first of all, Perk be talking about these superstars like he used to be one of them.
Yeah.
Perk he wasn't even a good basketball player.
No, he wasn't. Perk averaged I remember that final. Who was that? OKC. Dude, I swear I think I remember this guy averaging like 4 points, 3 rebounds.
Oh, you talking about when he played for OKC?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then years later he was kicking KD's back end for not making him win, and he was like, yo, you was our center and I had more boards than you.
Yeah.
But Perk gets to talk about NBA stars.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even talking about the fact of, yo, now I'm an analyst, I'm kicking y'all back in. He be talking like when we hooped these people. Now Perk makes great points. You know, he was on there talking about, yo, we keep talking about Bron James, but we're not even talking about who the number 1 draft pick is going to be. Like, it is some things that he brings up. Shannon Sharpe, I will say this about First Take. Shannon Sharpe did a lot of shucking and jiving to get to where he's at.
Ooh.
And I think it's amazing how he's turned all of that off once he got to where he is. Now, I just think it's interesting. I'm waiting to see. Remember, I told y'all when he got to First Take, it's no more yak, it's no more Hennessy, it's no more blunts, it's no more Black and Miles, it's no more of that. And I thought he'd at least bring a little bit of swag over there. He ain't did it.
He's reminding us, and here's the thing. Love Shay.
Love Shannon. And I'm not even trying to kick your back in. I'm just pointing something out.
Big ups to you too, but there's times where he reminds you how he could spend his whole career in Denver. And I'm in Denver like twice a year, and I'm not really a fan.
Mike was texting me his complaints while he was in Denver. I said, God dang. I said, jeez.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan. So it's like he reminds you why that's his town.
Yeah.
He reminds you sometimes that's why it's his town. And again, I love Shay. This is not a criticism. This is a critique. This is like, you know, you don't do the same thing. And again, right? Sometimes I think when we go in on our brothers, our black brothers and sisters, we understand why they do what they do to get there, right? Mm-hmm. I understand why Shannon did to get to where he is. I understand, like he tells you he makes way more money now than he's ever made playing football. Right?
Facts.
You know, Stephen A. Smith, like to see where he's at now, right? Mm-hmm. Like he's pretty much in the C-suite level of ESPN. Right? Yeah. Like he has banished Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is a damn good analyst, right? But Stephen A. has pretty much got to do banish, right? Yeah. So it's like I see what Stephen A. had to do to get there. I'm never going to forgive him to apologizing to Shohei Ohtani for his name and then not the Nigerian men basketball team, right? So it's like, again, I get what it takes to get there. Next 2 years, right? What is it going to take for us to get where we need to be, right? But you know what I'm saying? So it's like I get, but once you tap dance, right? What my whole thing is, you can't take back that I tap dance, right?
Once you do it,
you do it, you can't take it back, right? If anything, and this is what I don't understand. Just say like, yo, I had to do that to get to where I am now, right? And then now that I'm here, I can be myself.
You know, and so here's my problem. I don't think Shannon tap danced to get to where he was. And I know that sounds flagrant off of the statement I made, right?
It does.
Because I was on Undisputed early.
Yeah.
Because I like Shannon. Shannon was my favorite tight end, even though I don't think he's a top 5 tight end of all time. Baraka still ain't brung his ass up here to debate that. I just like shouting out Baraka name because he always write in the group chat. But anyway, I look at it as like, I was excited when he went over there. I saw how they were struggling trying to catch up to First Take. And then I saw that gap keep going closer. And it was cool because he was bringing culture onto a very bland show.
Yeah.
And
he grew also. Like, I mean,
he grew as a person.
From the person he was when he was on, what was that, ABC or CBS?
CBS.
When he was on CBS to like the person he became working with Skip.
Yeah.
You know, which again, right, I think is a credit to Skip. It's like, like Skip could find the next, star, bro, and shine him up.
Absolutely. But so I think for me, what made it weird for me was, all right, as soon as you got to ESPN, you was like, all right, I'm dropping all that. And it's like, did they come to you and say, I want to know, was you shucking and jiving to get there, or were you like, or did they tell you, yo, you can't be you got to be this?
Who's the real Shannon?
Exactly. Okay, so that's what threw me off. Stephen A. Smith is making sure he's against everybody. I will say this, Stephen A. When you talked about Monica, I thought it was nasty when you said that, do y'all know who she was? You do now because of your argument. Even if it's true, I'm willing to lean in on it's true. That's corny.
I think
doing that to a black woman.
I think he's gotten permission to be sassy is not the word I'm looking for.
An asshole.
I think the negative like the negative Stephen A gets more ratings, and I think they've kind of told him to lean into that. And again, I don't like that. I don't like when somebody else is pulling your string, right? You pull your own strings.
Well, he do work for Disney.
He does work for Disney, right? But I don't like that. Like that bothers me as a man when someone is pulling your strings and you enjoy it, right?
Facts.
Now, if you cosplaying it, right, well, you enjoy it when you're on air, but then when you off, you're like, yeah, fuck all y'all, but I need a job. I get that. Right, but it's like he enjoys it.
Yeah,
right. Like like even when he's not on ESPN, right?
He's on his show.
I'm still fucking with you, right? And it's like I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I just think that's weird.
And we went in on Stephen A before.
Yeah, Mike. He's not Mike's favorite person.
Not even close.
I will say that. In closing, hold on. Let's do this right quick.
Type of conversation like when he's like, "Yo, Pops, I think I'm gonna transfer out and head to St. Mary's." It takes one thing to be able to recognize that, but to be able to remove yourself and have that type of support system, what's that mindset like?
I don't think he was ever comfortable here because we kind of forced it, and I felt kind of guilty for that because it's probably not where he really wanted to come. I think he wanted to make me proud to come here, but I think St. Mary's is a wonderful choice for him because that's more his style, his flow, and what he wants to do, even though I wanted him around me every day to pour into him, but you can't do anything but champion that and just applaud it and say, hey, I'm going to support you in whatever you do, and I'll be there whenever you need me. But he's trying to create his own path, and I definitely support that. But it is weird to have your son transfer, but at the end of the day, you know that in today's world, nothing is weird anymore. It's just how it is, and you just let them be free and not want to hold them back or hold them down from their dreams.
That's dope.
That is. That was Penny Hardaway, head coach of Memphis, whose son went and played for him, and I guess after his freshman year, transferred away from Memphis to go to St. Mary's to play basketball, to create his own path. So
yeah,
I thought that was fitting, considering that, we are a dad podcast, and as a father, right, the bird want to leave the nest, and you gotta be okay with it.
Yeah, you got to.
And that's something that I think dads are way better than mothers at, right? Dads look at the kids and they be like, because we have the same fears that women have, right? Like I'll tell one of my friends, they have a newborn, and I was like, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't really tell you that you're ever going to have a full night's sleep ever again, right? Like even when the kids stop waking you up, like anytime you're up, you're walking in the room and looking at them, right? Like you walk by the door and you're like, I gotta open the door and check in.
Bro, I was checking on my kid. He wasn't even here this weekend.
Yeah, and it's like that's your role as a human being. And I was like, as a father, right? Because you still have those same angst, and you're like, all right, like, dude, even when I leave the country, like my son is with his mother. It's not even my week, and I'm like, ugh. How, if I had to get back, how would I get back?
Absolutely.
How long would it take to get back, right?
Yeah.
And hearing Penny say that, right? Because I know that like he's like, yeah, he don't want his son to go to the St. Mary's. Yeah. He want his son there under him, so as he can say, he said pour into him, but he want to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
He want to make sure he's okay.
You ain't doing no dumb shit.
You're with me. You're okay. But to watch the little birdie leave the nest, I was just like, I think that's something where it's like, as fathers, we're all going to reach that point, right? Like, I mean, my father had reached that point, right? Like, I'm the oldest. So you're the oldest, right? So at some point, your parents had to be okay with you leaving.
Yeah.
And I assure you that was a conversation that your dad had with your mom on, don't call.
Yeah. He'd be all right.
He'd be all right?
Yeah.
But as a father, you're still like, what is he doing?
What
is he doing?
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. And plus, you got to big up to Penny's son. Saying, yo, my future, I want to take my future into my hands.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you may get just because you're the coach's son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure NIL money comes easier at Memphis than it will at St. Mary's, right?
Exactly.
But you're looking at it and saying, yo, you know what? I'm about to take my life over. I want to take hold of my future.
Yep.
And also the cool thing is your dad can help you navigate even over there. It ain't like, whatever. So super cool there. What you got planned this weekend?
I don't know, man. Nothing too much. I gotta chill. Just got finished spending the money, so I gotta chill out.
Yo, gotta get it back.
Gotta get it back. Man. Gotta chill out.
I ain't doing nothing. I gotta go to a kid's birthday party. It was funny because my boy, shout out to JK. He was like, "Yo, you trying to work this weekend?" I was like, "Nah, I gotta go to a birthday party." He was like, man, you know how many birthday parties my kids miss? Because you got to, entrepreneur, you get it. But I want to shout out to the mom, Audrina. She is mad cool. She told me 3 months ago when her kid's birthday party was. She said, I want you there, so I'm telling you 3 months early. So anybody else, if you want me to do anything in October, you should probably start now. Anything between September to November, you better tell me now. In December, I'm off. Don't holler at me. Look, man, I want you to send this to somebody. I want to thank y'all. Thank you for being patient. It was actually cool to see y'all DM and reach out and be like, yo, where y'all been at?
Hey,
I gotta say that. Anyway, with that, we're gonna holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.